Well, I guess it'd be about time to get this warmed up and going. Do 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 do. Oh, now, how be this get to working again?
Press the button.
Which
no,
button?
No, not that one.
Not this
the
button.
left.
That one.
No, your other left.
This other one.
Oh,
Which one are you talking about?
I meant the right. No,
What-
but
what
not
are you-
that big red one.
The-
The
this
other
way.
red button.
Not-
Just not the big, happy, shiny one.
You mean the one I just pushed?
Yeah, for crying out
Oh,
loud. You
righty.
don't know what you're doing.
I know perfectly well what I'm doing.
Not that button. Oh, for crying out loud. You just sit here on your patootie. You play
Well,
with your buttons. I go make coffee.
You do that, but don't slam the door. Here's we be in ourselves. I mean, we be stuck in a bit of a tempest right tonight. So I've lit the candles and we're rocking back and forth. The waves are bashing, the winds are blowing, and it's a special one out there tonight. But we have got some special stuff for ye today, or tonight, as it may be. Well, how will you be saying what's so be so special? Well, I procured. I was Flotsam. It was Flotsam right there in the middle of their cabin. They happened to leave the door unlocked. Well, locked is a relative term. But there in the middle of the cabin was a whole stack or a box or a whole bunch of records. And so we happened to procure the Flotsam that they happened to just leave lying about. I shouldn't have done that. Oh dear. We're having problems with the microphone. I guess it's decided it's going away too. So, I better get right back to the music before. Did you hear that? I think something out there, something's upset with us tonight. So we'll have to get playing the music and make things right. Where should we start out with? Nope. Not down. Nope. Well, that one might be interesting. So we're gonna have a bunch of new stuff, a little old stuff, and a great amount of stuff in between. You know what I think it is? It's a recipe for stuffing. Welcome back, me matey. Welcome back. Let's cut right to the music. And whoa! You didn't see that one, did you? Oh boy, we're listing to the side. I think we better, Babushka, get to the other side. Oh boy, it's going to be a rough one tonight. Well, welcome back, me ladies. Welcome back. Whoa!
Went out to the bar last night, had a little much to drink. I slammed 90 beers and then got in a fight. They almost put me in the clink. I asked this woman to drive me home, but she takes me over to her place. My body begins to feel like foam. My mind is in outer space, cause I gotta She sets me down upon her couch, tells me it's gonna be okay. But the whole damn house is spinning. I must be in the Milky Way. She gives me a cup of coffee, but I can never stand that stuff. Drinking it, it tastes like toffee. I should never live this rough, but I gotta She takes me up to the bedroom, then she turns out the light. She puts on a negligee and fancy perfume. Maybe this'll be a good night. She starts to feel my body and do all that sexy stuff. But excuse me, girl, before we go on. Ugh, I got a cough. I've never coughed like that before. It's anybody's guess what happened next. I can't remember a single thing. for how in the hell did I wind up here, hanging on this tire swing? I'll never get this drunk again, especially when I lost that dame. I can't remember her address, her phone number, even her name. Barf it up now. Barf it up now. I'll never get this drunk again, especially when I lost that dame. I can't remember her address, for that matter, even her name. I won't get drunk again, 'cause I don't feel too good. I don't feel too good. I don't feel too good. I don't feel.
You stopped me with none, huh? We not more.
Sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken and watch them feathers fly. Sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken, break out the butter and the flour, we're ready to fry.
My dog Pete's the smallest dog of all the dogs in my yard.
That's right.
He's a mean son of a drinks beaming water from a broken mason jar.
And we sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken and watch them feathers fly. Sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken, break out the butter and the flour, we're ready to fry.
I heard this awful noise coming out of the woods.
Coming out of the wood.
I heard chicken screams, knew it wasn't gonna be good.
I think we lost a chicken, I think we lost a chicken, I think we lost a chicken 'cause I just heard her cry. I think we lost a chicken, I think we lost a chicken, but you can get another one for $1.79.
Over a couple of years, his spurs had grown, and he wasn't safe to keep around the home, and he almost took an eyeball from Lonnie's son. And I was in the kitchen making fig preserves, and I heard that young'un get kicked in the face, and I knew it was the day that that rooster's gonna get what he deserves.
So I chased the chicken, I chased the chicken, I chased the chicken and Pete hit him from the side. I chased the chicken, I chased the chicken, me and Pete suppered on a homemade chicken pot pie. Sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken and watch them feathers fly. Sick 'em on a chicken, sick 'em on a chicken, I can smell the kitchen and it's almost supper time.
Damn right, I like my chicken fried. Yeah.
That there be the Zac Brown Band with Sick'em and a Chicken. Oh, before that we had Krypton with Hangover. That's he. What? Oh, the way we're feeling right now. I think Nervous Norvis is afraid to go. It's he, the Blackout song. Oh, I hope we can stay afloat for this. But hang in there. Don't be forgetting. 3, 2, 3, heave ho. 3, 2, 3, heave ho. Boy, those are requests.
When your day has a cloudy sky and all your troubles just won't you fly, stick your head in a garbage can and black out all your doggone troubles away. Black out, everybody, black out, everybody, please. Charm your cares with a snappy yell, bury your blues in a deep dark well, stick your head in a garbage can and black out all your doggone troubles away. All your fears would be as light as a feather in the breeze if you'd only do what's right and black out to this melody. When old gloom starts creeping round, trying to drag your spirits down, stick your head in a garbage can and black out all your doggone troubles away. Black out, everybody, black out, everybody, please. When you're feeling mighty low, the best darn remedy that I know, stick your head in a garbage can and black out all your doggone troubles away. Black out, everybody, black out, everybody, please. If and you're sad, don't mope around, just open your mouth and go to town. Stick your head in a garbage can and black out all your doggone troubles away. When your blues are blasted down into a garbage can, you will find that blacking out has left you feeling zorch, mind. Come on, cats, and let her go. Watch your derned old worries blow. Stick your head in a garbage can and black out all your doggone troubles away, way, way. Black out all your derned old troubles away.
Oops, that lettuce is murder, cats.
I started out as a child and grew up in the streets of Philadelphia playing street football and everything, and a marvelous time. And let me tell you about my pair of shoes. The first pair of shoes I ever had that I played football in, street football. We didn't have any sneakers. There was only one kid in our neighborhood that had a pair of sneakers. His name was Rudy. I'll never forget it. Rudy came running by us so fast. You know. I said, "What was that?" I said, "I don't know. It was something fast." You know, and he came up. "How you doing, gang? How's everything? It's good to see you. What do you got on?" "I got on sneakers. See that? They make you run fast. You can run, stop on a dime. I give you 9 cents change, and I can keep going. And you see these little rubber balls on the sides there? Yeah, well, they keep me from making sparks, setting my pants on fire, because I run so fast, you know." But we always had like a second pair of shoes to run in. Second pair of shoes used to be the best pair. But now you go and you get a good pair, and they become the seconds, you see. You wear out the sole, take them to the shoe repairman, and instead of putting leather on, he puts on a rubber sole, which is cheaper, and at the same time, it's better for you to run in, because rubber, you can stop. So there's a difference the way they put on the sole. Now leather, they sew. Rubber, the shoe repairman tacks. So when you run and play, you don't wear the sole out as fast as you wear out the heads of the nails that hold on the sole. So when you do wear out the sole, wear out the nails, the sole flaps down. And when you walk, it's embarrassing because your shoe flaps. You flap, 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 like that, Now, if you got a pair of corduroy pants on, you turn into a one-man band, flap, 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 that kind of thing. And these shoes were great because if you see a quarter, you don't have to bend over, you just pick it right up, Just keep walking. Great pair of shoes.
There be little Cosby's with sneakers. The storm seems to be settling down for a moment. That was a humdinger. I thought I heard Babushka scream something about going overboard. I'm not sure if she went overboard or if she threw someone overboard, but either way, one might be a blessing and the other, well, you know what I be meaning. We'll be cutting a commercial in just a moment. I want to be reminding you, we start out with a vintage and then go to an actual. Now, we're going to be doing some commercials. Unfortunately, some of the stuff got waterlogged, so it's not complete. But we'll be doing commercials for, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And you'll be doing a special performance at the Elmira Drive-In Theater. I just wanted to tell you about that. Remember, you'll see when you hear it. It's fascinating. And it's not just... let's go to commercial. You'll understand better then.
Here's Bob Graham of Indianapolis, all set to prove the hand is quicker than the eye. Watch closely now. You may want to mystify your friend. After the string is threaded through the straw, he bends the straw and straightens the string. Next, he clips off the peak of the straw and throws it away. Now, he puts the straws together and pulls the string through. Presto! It's still in one piece. Believe it or not. Say, that's slick. Come on, tell us how you did it, Bob. Well, then at least tell us where we can learn tricks like that. Thanks. Come on, folks, let's look. Well, it's the famous Bike Party and Magic Stunts book. You can get one for 2 whiz wrappers and 6 cents in coin or stamps. The Whiz Bar is made in the famous Bike Kitchens. His cellophane wrap for freshness supplies quick energy. The world's biggest candy value, only a nickel. Sold everywhere. Boy, it's good. Remember, get your Party and Magic Stunts book by sending 2 whiz wrappers and 6 cents in coin or stamps to Paul F. Bike Company, Department 1, Chicago. Full instructions on every whiz wrapper.
You've seen all sorts of movies, but you've never seen anything like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I remember doing the Time War.
See the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rated R. Under 17. Not admitted without parent.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming to the Elmira Drive-In Theater this August 28th. Become part of the performance, or, shall we say, watch the performance come to life to you. That's right, there's going to be live performers, and it's going to be on the big screen at the same time. So it's going to be an interaction that you don't get with any other kind of theater or any other kind of performance. It's only $9 to get in, and for more details, go to the ElmiraDrive-In-Theater.com. Remember, for $9 little, you will experience something that'll last a lifetime.
Yeah, like herpes.
Well, they be a seaman at the storm be settling down some. I can appreciate that. I didn't feel like a drowned rat before. I do somewhat now. But, well, maybe not a completely drowned rat. Only one that's been in the water for far too long. I think I'll have to do... The worst part is, I took a bath, but just yesterday. We've been taking extra baths around here. Babushka says it's good for us. At least once every 2 weeks. Aye, do you know the whole crew be smelling strange? She been putting pretty smells in the waters, so we be smelling better, she says. Hey, get rid of the flies, she says. Those flies need friends too. Well, it's... oh boy, I just don't be understanding that woman. Don't be forgetting to call in the request. Before we had to go through a final 40 before where your request driven for the last 40 minutes of the show. And then we get into that'd be right, the witching hour. And the way she's been acting, it might be a humdinger. That's 1-323 heave-ho for them there requests. That's 1-323-432-8346. If anybody's got some extra flies to spare, The ones we have around here are feeling mighty, mighty left out. And with that, it's Reverend Horton Heat with Eat Steak.
Eat steak, eat a big old steer. Eat steak, do we have one deer? Eat beef, it's a mighty good food. It's a great A meal when I'm in the mood. Cowpokes will come from near and far when you throw a few ribeyes on the farm. Roberta Duran ate 2 before a fight, cause it gives a mighty man an awful lot of mighty might. Eat steak, eat a big old steer. Eat steak, do we have one deer? Eat beef, it's a mighty good food. It's a great A meal when I'm in the mood. Eat meat, filet mignon. Eat meat, eat it all day long. Eat a few T-bones till you get your fill. Eat a New York cut, hot off the grill. Eat steak, eat a big old steer. Eat steak, do we have one deer? Eat beef, it's a mighty good food. It's a great A meal when I'm in the mood. Eat a cow, cause it's good for you. Eat a cow, it's a thing that goes moo. All the cows in the slaughterhouse yard, gotta hit them in the head, gotta hit them real hard. First you gotta clean it, then the butcher cuts it up, throws it on a scale, throws an eyeball in a cup. Saw a big brave steer standing right over there, so I rustled up a fire, cooked a medium rare, barbecued his brisket, roasted his rump, fed my dogs with a brave steer's hump. Eat steak, eat a big old steer. Eat steak, do we have one deer? Eat beef, it's a mighty good food. It's a great A meal when I'm in the
It was about a year and a half ago, I guess, when we was in the city for a convention where they was going to show us some new products and all. Well, we finished up about supper time, and I got me some to eat quick like and thought I'd head out and do some exploring, seeing how I might not come here again for quite a spell. Well, I got to walking, and I want to tell you that I done seen every kind of place you could imagine. I did. There was a place for eating, a place for drinking, a place for dancing, and just about everything I can think. But there's this one place that seemed kind of curious. I could hear the music playing from outside, and it wasn't like the music we used to back home. I mean, I couldn't hear a fiddle, nor banjo, nor steel guitar anywhere to be heard. Now, it was loud and thumping, and there's a big muscly fella sitting outside, and he says, "Friend, come on in." I says, "I believe I will." Then he tells me it's going to be $10. I says, "$10 for what?" And he says that's for the cover charge and your first drink. I says, "In that case, I believe I'll have me a big iron." Well, friends, I walked inside, and I want to tell you that I ain't never seen such a place in all my days. They was men sitting around and smoking cigars and hooting and a-hollering, and pretty gals walking around carrying drinks and wearing the skimpiest little things, and I don't know what all. Then I looked up, and I seen on a big stage, like the kind at the state fair, a pretty little number wearing nothing but a smile and some of them big old high heel boots. She was. Now she's wiggling around and dancing, and the men, they's giving her dollars, which is kind of silly like, because she doesn't have no place to put them. Well, I looked over and I says to the fella next to me, I says, "Where have I stumbled upon?" I did. Well, he pulled that cigar out his mouth and he pats me on the back and he says, "Friend, have a lap dance." So he waves down one of the gals with the skimpy-like outfit, and she starts a-dancing about me real slow-like. And when she turned around, I could see that her shorts was too small. Like maybe she ain't gotten any new ones for a while, 'cause these ones was a binding and a creeping. They was. Well, she done finished her dance and says to me, "That'll be $10. Again with the $10. And this time I was pretty sure there wasn't going to be no big orange to go along with it. It was getting on about 9:30, and I figured since it was so late and I done run out of $10 bills, I best be getting on. Now, I ain't never been back to that there place since, but I have done some studying. Now, what I figure is that was a charitable type place where the men who's all rich and such come together to give them their gals, who's less fortunate and all, some of their extra money so as they can go out and buy clothes.
There be Mike Toomey doing a parody of the old mighty Andy Griffith. You might have thought it'd be actually Andy Griffith. No, there's a modern comedian doing a nice twist on Andy Griffith from so long ago with what it was. It was a strip club. Them poor ladies, they need fancy clothes too. Keep them warm, so make sure you support them. I'm sure they're working their way through college. Oh, let's see. Oh, here's one I do not believe we played up to this point. And if we have, well, that's my mistake. I won't be playing it again. No, actually, I will be. But it's Weird Al Yankovic's Oil right here on the Captain's Quarters.
I never seem to finish all my food. I always get a doggy bag from the waiter, so I just keep what's still unchewed, and I take it home, save it for later. But then I deal with fungal rot, bacterial formation, microbes, enzymes, mold and oxidation. I don't care, I've got a secret trick up my sleeve. I never bother with baggies, glass jars, Tupperware containers, plastic cling wrap, really a no-brainer. I just like to keep all my flavors sealed in tight with aluminum foil. Never settle for less. That kind of wrap is just the best to keep your sandwich nice and fresh. Stick it in your cooler. Eat it when you're ready. Then maybe you'll choose a refreshing herbal tea.
Lovely.
Oh, by the way, I've cracked the code. I figured out the shadow organizations, and the Illuminati know that they're finally primed for world domination. And soon you've got black helicopters coming across the border, puppet masters for the New World Order. Be aware, there's always someone that's watching you, and still the government won't admit they faked a whole moon landing. Thought control race, psychotronic scanning, don't mind that. I'm protected cause I made this hat from aluminum foil. Where it had this foil lined in case an alien's inclined to probe your butt or read your mind. Looks a bit peculiar. Seems a little crazy, but someday I'll prove there's a big conspiracy.
Crawl out through the fallout, baby. when they drop that bomb. Crawl out through the fallout with the greatest of aplomb. When your white count's getting higher, hurry, don't delay. I'll hold you close and kiss those radiation burns away. Crawl out through the fallout, baby, to my loving arms. Through the rain of strontium-90. Think about your hero when you're at ground zero, and crawl out through the fallout back to me. Crawl out through the fallout, baby, you know what I mean. Crawl out through the fallout, 'cause they said this bomb was clean. If you cannot find the way, just listen for my song. I'll love you all your life, although that may not be too long. Crawl out through the fallout, baby, to my loving arms, while those ICBMs keep us free. When you hear me call out, baby, kick the wall out and crawl out through the fallout back to me. 'Cause you'll be the only girl in the world. Why don't you crawl out through the fallout back to me? Why don't you crawl out through the fallout back to me? Why don't you crawl out through the fallout back to me?
That there be Sheldon Allman with Crawl Out Through the Fallout. Nice little ditty from back when he used to say, stop, drop, and roll, or hide under your desk. That'll make it all safer when the atom bombs fall. As one person said, oh, so long ago, might have been a classmate, might not have. At least then they'll be able to identify the bodies, or what's left, because of the name tags upon the desk. Oh, let's go now to Stephen Moore's Marvin, I Love You.
There lived a gloomy robot. His name was Marvin. He was getting old and a bit rusty, and nobody liked him. One day, being very bored, he thought it would be a good idea to tidy up all his old programs in his dusty old data bank. There were tapes in there he hadn't played for years. Checking them through, he accidentally pushed the wrong button, and suddenly he heard,
Marvin, I love you. Marvin, I love you.
Well, he was sure he hadn't heard that ever before, but he wasn't even sure he'd heard it that time, because being a bored and gloomy robot, he hadn't really been listening. What was worse, he couldn't remember what button he'd accidentally pressed. Anyway, he tried a few switches at random, and suddenly...
Marvin, I love you. Marvin, I love you. Remember, I'm programmed for you. I know we're worlds apart. Still you could break my heart. Loving you is all I can do.
Well, he heard it that time, all right, no doubt about it. Who was singing these strange words? Was it another robot or some strange life form from the distant past when he was a young robot and people still made the occasional attempt to like him? He couldn't make it out at all, so he pushed a few buttons again.
Marvin, I love you. Marvin, I love you.
That was it.
I tried to contact Marvin. I don't know why.
could play it whenever he wanted, think about what he'd miss, and live miserably ever after.
We be cutting the commercial right about now. When we'll be returning, we'll be talking about eggs. Exactly.
20th Century Fox has brought you all kinds of movies, but 20th Century Fox has never before brought you anything like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Doing the Time War!
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is wonderfully weird. It's fabulously freaky.
We are ready for the floor show.
The story is strange.
I knew he was in with a bad crowd, but it was worse than I imagined.
The songs are super.
Just a sweet transvestite.
The cast is completely crazy.
Oh, Rocky!
See the Rocky Horror Picture Show, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming to the Elmira Drive-In Theater this August 28th. Become part of the performance, or, shall we say, watch the performance come to life to you. That's right, there's going to be live performers, and it's going to be on the big screen at the same time, so it's going to be an interaction that you don't get with any other kind of theater or any other kind of performance. It's only $9 to get in, and for more details, go to the ElmiraDrive-In-Theater.com. Remember, for $9 little, you will experience something that'll last a lifetime.
Yeah, like herpes.
Hi, my name is Alfred Sneasley, and when I go to Heroes Comic Shop on 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York, I'm always greeted with a big smile from Jared.
Hey, Alfred. Hey, how are you today?
And his selection of comics and graphic novels, it's just amazing. I mean, it's what I always dreamed I could be. And he always treats me like the hero I am inside.
I don't just read about the heroes, I become the hero! At Heroes Comic Shop, I become the hero Mom always wanted me to be!
So Heroes Comic Shop is located at 130 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York. We're open Wednesday through Saturday. You can check us out at momthroughout.com.
Now up and away!
Well, we survived to this point, so I guess we should continue on. It's Farquhar now, with my eggs don't taste the same without you. It's a sweet little love song that has kitty cats in it.
coffee is cold, it's sitting there on the stove. My juice and my toast are there too. My heart's in a shambles, I can't eat my scrambles. My eggs don't taste the same without you. Now the chair where you sat is occupied by the cat. I wish you had taken him too. I'm sitting here fried, you took life's sunny side. My eggs don't taste the same without you. No more good morning kiss, no more I love yous. No more laughs, how the dog bit the paper boy kid. My wasn't that big news. Now if you'll only come back, I'll even dig your old cat, let you wear your colors too. I could do very nicely with you once over lightly. My eggs don't taste the same without you. I could do very nicely with you once over lightly. My eggs don't taste the same without you.
In the morning, there's indignation in your eyes. So I'm giving you a warning. Better leave before sunrise. Dracula mama, it's over. Looks like we've run out of luck. We once were rolling in the clover, but now I think you really suck. I think you're messing with the doctor. You know he's looking awfully pale. Now I'm gonna change my door's lock, turn, and put your toothbrush up for sale. Space Dracula mama, it's over. Your blood is green for goodness sake. Your skin is like the cliffs of Dover. Hope I can find my wooden stake. The planet you come from is barren. All of your victims have been bled. The Earth is now the newest target for UFOs of the undead. Space Dracula mama, we're finished. I'm wearing garlic round my neck. Your powers soon will be diminished, and you'll be banished straight to heck. Space Dracula mama, we're done with. The Nosferatu are no more. I need someone to love the sun with. like we never could before. And now our love is gone for all time. I bid you adieu in the night. If you're expecting the last lines to rhyme, well, my former love, you are.
That fun little ditty there, that'd be by Greg Snyder. I had Space Dracula Mama. It needs more tentacles. I don't know why. I just think space things need more tentacles. Aye, that's just the way it is. Oh, let's see. What have we got here? Oh, this one here involves knowing a little bit of history. It's John Bird with Amazing Man. It be about Idi Amin. If you don't be remembering who Idi Amin were, then you better be looking it up on the old interwebs. They be telling you what a, well, despicable creature he was. We pick on everything here. There ain't nothing but off the table, except for, well, the stuff that falls onto the floor. And if you say, I was offended by that, well, don't worry. You'll be offended by something else soon enough. As I be saying, it be John Bird with Amazing Man.
Okay, right now, here we're going again from the top. And this time, the first violins. I want you to plug the instruments into the gas main because I'm not getting the sound I'm liking. And the wives what forming the backing group, let you come round to the front of me where I can keep my eye on you. That's better. Now, here we are going. Stop now when I'm telling... Listen, stop, shut up! Thank you. Now, I'm counting you in with the well-known counting themes. Here we go. 1, 2... Oh no, we'll come after 2. 5.
Idi Amin, most amazing man there's ever been. He the general, the president, the king of the scene. Idi Amin.
Look at the history and packed with men. What rising to the top and getting chopped again. No one fathoming the secret of the whole damn thing. You gotta give the population something to sing.
Idi Amin, most amazing man there's ever been. He the general, the president, the king of the scene. Idi Amin.
Take Hitler, Stalin, Attila the Nun. No one got a good word for a single one. Where these first-class geniuses all going wrong? They never got the population singing along.
Idi Amin, most amazing man there's ever been. He the general, the president, he king of the scene. Idi Amin.
Listen, with the world-famous Kampala Glee Club mind keeping in the damn background, what the hell going on here? It looking like some kind of musical coup to me. That's better. 3 people more than enough for a quartet anyhow.
Idi Amin, most amazing man there's ever been. He the general, the president, he king of the scene. Idi Amin.
A modern leader got a twist and shout. Gotta tell the people, let it all hang out. If you don't want to vanish with a boot up the bomb, you gotta give the population something to hum.
Idi
You're still
Amin,
crowding the
most amazing man.
He the general, the president, he king of the scene. Idi Amin.
That a pretty good voice you got there. That voice possibly taking you right to the top of the charts. Yes, sir, ma'am, every chance you get into the #1 spot on the Uganda hit parade with a voice like that. You could be the next Engelbert Bassett. You could be the new Zulu. pity the world only needing one new star, really. Idi Amin, the most amazing man that the world has seen. Now the general, the president, the king of the scene. Idi Amin, oh, this girl singing a piece of cake. Let's go now, Idi Amin. Whoa, Idi Amin. Listen to the falsetto going there. Not often a black man get that far up, you know. Idi Amin. Idi Amin, don't forget the name there, folks. Idi Amin, how I love the sound of it. Idi Amin. Ooh, Idi Amin. Who wrote the lyrics of this? It's poetry. Idi Amin. Go, take it away. Take it, don't bring it back. Idi Amin. Oh, Idi Amin. What is it about this name I like? I don't know. Idi Amin. Oh, yeah, Idi Amin. And the general, the president. What do you mean the recording time is booked out? That's rubbish now. Listen, I own it, please. Idi Amin. Oh, Idi Amin. Keep on going and out. Idi Amin.
Different kinds of religious groups get wonderful reputations, and some of it is stereotyped. Baptists are supposed to be hellfire and brimstone, all that kind of stuff. And the Methodists are supposed to be kind of laid back and cool, and the Catholics are supposed to swing a lot of incense. We have just, typical stereotypes of each other. Our Quaker friends are called the Friends, and they worship in silence. Now, Baptists know nothing about that. There has not been an acknowledged silence in a Baptist church since the 1st century. The minute it gets quiet, somebody will leap back on the organ bench and start playing until somebody finds their bulletin. We just don't trust silence. Well, our Quaker friends worship in silence, and they have a very different kind of touch. And one of their characteristics that we know about is they're pacifists. They do not believe in violence, and they believe that the way you take the stinger out of war is not to retaliate. There was a wonderful Quaker family that had a grocery store in a little community, and two guys decided one night they're going to rob it. And so we got the brains of the group driving the getaway car, and he sends his helper, sort of a Woody Woodpecker variety, into the store to rob the safe. Now, the Quaker family lived in the back of the store. And so the guy that's driving the car says to his dumb accomplice, now all you got to do is go in, break open the safe, and just get the money and come out. And he says, but what if they find me? He said, you got nothing to worry about. These people are Quakers. They don't believe in violence. They're pacifists. They will not harm you. They'll try to talk you out of it, but they will not lay a hand on you. Sure, I'm certain. They're Quakers. Okay. So the guy goes in, breaks the lock, ting, ting, gets inside, ting, 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 ting. He's back in the clank working on the safe. About 4 minutes later, he comes barreling out that front door, leaps in the car, get out of here! He said, where's the money? Go! Oh, and then they roared down the street, man, what are you doing? Get out of here! Where is the money? I didn't get the money. Why not? He said, I got the safe open, and I was raking money in a sack, and I looked up, and there was this fella with a goatee and a nightshirt and a shotgun. And he pointed it right at me. And he said, sir, I would not harm thee, but thou standest where I am about to shoot.
That there be the Reverend Grady Nutt with the Quiet Quakers. Aye, don't be forgetting to get them our calls in. Aye, the request lines haven't been ringing quite as well as they should have. I think it might be because of the storm, but it also could be because Babushka keeps using the request line to she keeps calling for making pizza deliveries. We're out to sea. How do you even get a pizza delivery out here at sea? But remember, 323 heave-ho be the name or the call to go. Well, you understand what I be saying. 323-432-8346. Get them now requests in, or you'll be running out of time. Oh, here's Red Fox with Rat Trap.
There's a couple had mice in their basement, and they didn't know what to do about it. So, it's just like ordinary people do when they have rats in their basement, they got some traps. So they went down the basement, and they put one trap near some apples, and they put another trap near some nuts. And they went on upstairs, and they were laying down, and they heard this snap, snap, and they jumped up, and the husband ran down, the wife followed them all the way to the head of the basement. Right after he was down, she said, honey, did they catch him by the apples? He said, See, you almost blew it, didn't you?
Don't be forgetting, you're going to be joining us on the Book of Face. I'll be right, the Book of Face, there with the captain's quarters, 106.5. See, I can remember it, I promise. I didn't have to have it written down on me hand or anything. I remembered the captain's quarters, 106.5.
Hello, my name is Riff Raff. I'm one of the stars of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you're into science fiction, music, horror, comedy, or, dare we say it, sex, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is the movie for you. See you at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming to the Elmira Drive-In Theater this August 28th. Become part of the performance, or, shall we say, watch the performance come to life to you. That's right, there's going to be live performers, and it's going to be on the big screen at the same time, so it's going to be an interaction that you don't get with any other kind of theater or any other kind of performance. It's only $9 to get in, and for more details, go to the ElmiraDriveInTheater.com. Remember, for $9 little, you will experience something that'll last a lifetime.
Yeah, like herpes.
Let's be a stopping into BC's restaurant and see what Mike be a cooking up.
But I's brought us some raw squid and salami sandwiches so we could his picnic.
Oh, that's nice. But I wanted to treat you to a nice meal.
I'll save these for later.
Aye, let's be fetching in.
Oh, this is nice.
Aye, that'd be. And it looks like an old-fashioned diner at that.
And looks at this menu. It looks so good. They got the wings, the subs and salads. I think I get a BC big plate. Let's see, it comes with the cheeseburger, the hot dog, the fries, the cheese sauce, the meat sauce, and the coleslaw. Better mix that too. What are you having, my little pumpernickel?
I think I'll be having a double dog special. Oh, goody. It'd be a coming with chips and a drink too. Ha ha ha.
BC's Restaurant, 238 Oakwood Avenue, Elmira Heights. They have indoor, outdoor, and takeout available. 607-735-2166. And they're open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. You're listening to 1410 WELM Elmira and 106.5 FM The Pirate.
Welcome back to me second hour, me show, me boy. And boy, oh boy, have we got some splendiferous bits and baubles right in store for ye. For example, the Final 40. It'd be extremicated right from the request sent to us via the mail of
That's email, you dolt.
That's what me be saying.
They can also call us at 323-HEAVE-HO.
I'd like to heave-ho you.
But was that my little pumpernickel?
Nothing, my dear. You old sea hag.
Well, here, let me help you get this show going again.
Avast, you old bat. Heave-ho!
Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Johnny! Johnny!
We're all doomed. Oh, that's better.
See? I made it so better. I'm going to see about that dinner and work on my suntan.
Me's not even hungry, and it's be night time out, you crazy old bat. And don't slam the door. Would you be a believing that someone called the Coast Guard? He radioed out to us, and they're saying there's a small craft boarding out, and we shouldn't be out to sea. I looked at them and I said, I'm a pirate! I'll be where I want to be! And we fired off a cannon at them. They fired back! I can appreciate that, but then the lightning came, and, well, we shall not talk much more about that. It'd be Elton Britt now, with Uranium Fever.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. I sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
uranium fever has gone and got me down. Well, I had a talk with the AEC and they brought out some maps that looked good to me. And one showed me a spot he said he knowed, so I straddled my Jeep and headed down the road. I reckon I drove about 100 miles down a bumpy road out through the wilds, when all of a sudden I bounced to a stop at the foot of a mountain, didn't have no top. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, I took my Geiger and I started to climb right up to the top, where I thought I'd find a hunk of rock that'd make it click just like I'd read about Vernon Pick. On the second day I made the top, and I'm telling you, Steve, I was ready to stop. The only clicking that I heard that day was the bones in my back that had gone astray. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever, it's spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down. Well, you pack up your things, you head out again into some unknown spot where nobody's been. You reach the spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked by 17 other guys. Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down.
And now it's time for novel writing, which today comes from the West Country, from Dorset.
Hello and welcome to Dorchester, where a very good crowd has turned out to watch local boy Thomas Hardy write his new novel, The Return of the Native, on this very pleasant July morning. This will be his 11th novel and the 5th of the very popular Wessex novels, and here he comes! Here comes Hardy, walking out toward his desk. He looks confident, he looks relaxed, very much the man in form, as he acknowledges this very good-natured bank holiday crowd. And the crowd goes quiet now as Hardy settles himself down at the desk, body straight, shoulders relaxed, pen held lightly but firmly in the right hand. He dips the pen in the ink and he's off! It's the first word, but it's not a word! Oh no, it's a doodle way up on the top of the left-hand margin. It's a piece of meaningless scribble, and he signed his name underneath it. Oh dear, what a disappointing start. But he's off again, and here he goes. The first word of Thomas Hardy's new novel at 10:35 on this very lovely morning. It's 3 letters, it's the definite article, and it's the Dennis.
Well, this is true to form. No surprises there. He started 5 of his 11 novels to date with a definite article. We've had 2 of them with it. There's been 1 but, 2 ats, 1 on, and a Dolores. Though that, of course, was never published.
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Dennis, but he's crossed it out. Thomas Hardy here on the first day of his new novel has crossed out the only word he's written so far, and he's gazing off into space. Oh dear, he's signed his name again.
It looks like Tessa de D'Urbervilles all over again.
But he's down again and writing, Dennis. He's written the again, he's crossed it out again, and he's written a. And there's a second word coming up straight away, and it's sat. A sat, doesn't make sense. A Saturday. It's a Saturday, and the crowd are loving it. They're really enjoying this novel. And it's afternoon, a Saturday afternoon is a confident beginning, and he's straight on to the next word. It's in, a Saturday afternoon, November. November spelled wrong. He's left out his second D, but he's not going back. It looks as though he's going for the sentence, and it's the first verb coming up. It's the first verb of the novel, and it was, and the crowd are going wild. A Saturday afternoon in November was, and a long word here. Appro. Is it approval? No, it's approaching. A Saturday afternoon in November was approaching, and he's done the definite article the again, and he's writing fluently, easily, with flowing strokes of the pen as he comes up to the middle of this first sentence. And with this 11th novel well underway, and the prospects of a good day's writing ahead, back to the studio.
There be Monty Python with Wild World of Novel Writing. You didn't know it could get so crazy, did you be? Hey, you're gonna feel the hair blowing right back on that one. Here's a good one. The Bobs. Now I am a hippie again. I bet they don't have to take showers and baths every 2 weeks, do they? She's coming this way. Let's get back to the music.
First I was a hippie, then I was a stockbroker, now I am a hippie again. First I was a hippie, then I was a stockbroker, now I am a hippie again. Na 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 na. In the summer of love, I was mellow and high. I had my bus and my dog and everything I needed to get by. But the years rolled on and I settled down. I parked my bus and took a carpool into town. A stockbroker in a three-piece suit. I gave up selling hash and started doing toot. I had more money than I'd ever dreamed of. I forgot all about the summer of love. First I was a hippie, then I was a stockbroker, now I am a hippie again. The years went by faster and faster. Down on Wall Street they called me the master. I had more money than Lady Astor. I couldn't see an impending disaster, but I wasn't happy. I broke out in a rash. I just could not handle the stress, and then came the crash. First I was a hippie, then I was a stockbroker, now I am a hippie again. I'm free. I lost all I had, and that's okay with me. I'm free. Excuse me, I think I'll check the oil in my van. I'm free, and I've got 5 tickets for all 5 nights of the Grateful Dead. I'm free. Hey, see my new macrame briefcase? I'm free. I'm free. Now I am a hippie again.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 97, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as fat as you imagine. Don't worry about the future, or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. Remember compliments you receive. Forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, tell me how. Keep your old love letters. Throw away your old bank statements. Stretch. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you want to do with your life. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still don't. Get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone. Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance the funky chicken on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much, or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. so are everybody else's. Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you'll ever own. Dance. Even if you have nowhere to do it but in your own living room. Read the directions, even if you don't follow them. Do not read beauty magazines. They will only make you feel ugly. Get to know your parents. You never know when they'll be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They're your best link to your past and the people most likely to stick with you in the future. Understand that friends come and go, but with a precious few, you should hold on. Work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and lifestyle, because the older you get, the more you need the people you knew when you were young. Live in New York City once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in Northern California once, but leave before it makes you soft. Travel. Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise, politicians will philander, you too will get old. And when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders. Respect your elders. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund, maybe you'll have a wealthy spouse. But you never know when either one might run out. Don't mess too much with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it will look 85. Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. But trust me on the sunscreen.
Hey, that'd be some proper advice. If it ever stopped raining at me, and the sun actually came out, that'd be Quentin Tarver with Everybody's Free. Now, here is a thing you might need a little sunscreen for. It's the 5 stars. Atom Bomb Baby. I'd need like what SPF like 10,000 for that old there atom bomb.
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but calm. A regular pint-sized atom bomb. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want it to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, loaded with power, radioactive as a TV tower, a nuclear fission in her soul, loves with the electronic control. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want it to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, boy she can start one of those chain reactions in my heart. A big explosion, big and loud, mushrooms me right up on a cloud. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, sweet as a plum, carries more wallop than uranium. When she kisses, there's no hitch, zero power, she turns on the switch. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want it to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's
is just the way I want it to be. A million times hotter than TNT.
Well, we got in our new songs at the Pound Flotsam right there, and that gentleman, but person's cabin. Unknown who it could possibly be, and obviously it was abandoned right in the room, right behind unsecured doors. Well, we'll be cutting to commercial right now. When we return, it'll be the final 40. Be remembering that'd be where we give the last 40 minutes of the show on over to ye, and so you direct the yes, you direct the course for which we be going. You're going to be safely sitting in a rowboat ready to run. If you happen to be going straight toward the rocks, I'll let you sink on your own. The captain's good that way. 3, 2, 3, heave ho.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a must for all of you. If you don't go and see it, I shall personally come around to your houses and drag you out by the scruff of the neck. I shall belt you around the mouth and mouth you around the belt. Do you understand what I'm saying? See the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rated R. Under 17. Not admitted without parent.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming to the Elmira Drive-In Theater this August 28th. Become part of the performance, or, shall we say, watch the performance come to life to you. That's right, there's going to be live performers, and it's going to be on the big screen at the same time, so it's going to be an interaction that you don't get with any other kind of theater or any other kind of performance. It's only $9 to get in, and for more details, go to the ElmiraDrive-In-Theater.com. Remember, for $9 little, you will experience something that'll last a lifetime.
Yeah, like herpes.
Look, Sidekick, a shop just for heroes.
No, it's a comic book shop and it's for everyone.
Not possible. See, it's even right in the name, Heroes. So that means you'll need to stay out here whilst I go shopping.
It's Heroes, your mom threw out comic shop, and it's for everyone, including sidekicks.
Hey guys, the little guy is right. It's all about the love of comics, and not whether you can fly or not. But, by the way, I do love the cape.
Gee, thanks.
So Heroes Comic Shop is located at 130 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York. We're open Wednesday through Saturday. You can check us out at momthroughtout.com.
Oh, look! They have Archie comics!
Heroes Comics, for every kind of hero.
I threaten, I'll cajole, and here it be now, as I foretold. Hey, you like that rhyme? I like that rhyme. I might even write that one down. I like that very good. As I foretold, yeah, I remember. But back to what I was talking about. There it be, the final 40, laid right out in front of ye. Another rhyme. I'm getting better at it all the time. But let's not talk more about me and my great rhyming skills. I be talking about ye. And so we go straight to the phone lines and see what we shall see.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Carrot Juice is Murder by the Arrogant Worms. Thank you.
Listen up, brothers and sisters, come hear my desperate tale. I speak of our friends of nature, trapped in the dirt like a jail. Vegetables live in oppression, served on our tables each night. This killing of veggies is madness, I say we take up the fight. Salads are only for murderers, coleslaw's a fascist regime. Don't think that they don't have feelings, just cause a radish can't scream. I've heard the screams of the vegetables, watching their skins being peeled, having their insides revealed, weighted and steamed with no mercy. How do you think that feels? That it hurts really bad. Carrot juice
constitutes murder,
and that's a real crime.
Greenhouses, prisons for slaves.
Let my vegetables
It's time to stop all this gardening.
It's dirty as
Let's call a spade a spade.
Is a spade, is a spade, is a spade, is a spade.
I saw a man eating celery, so I beat him black and blue. If he ever touches a sprout again, I'll bite him clean in two. I'm a political prisoner, trapped in a windowless cage, 'cause I stopped the slaughter of turnips by killing 5 men in a rage. I told the judge when he sentenced me, this is my finest hour. I'd kill those farmers again just to save one more cauliflower. I've heard the screams of the vegetables,
Screams,
watching their skins being
having
peeled,
their insides
grated
revealed,
and steamed with no mercy.
burning off calories.
How do you think that feels?
Bad, it hurts really bad.
Carrot juice constitutes murder,
and that's a real crime.
Greenhouses, prisons for slaves.
Let my vegetables
It's
go.
time to stop all this gardening.
It's dirty as
Let's call a spade a spade.
Is a spade, is a
How low as people do we dare to stoop, making young broccolis bleed in the soup? Untie your beans, uncage your tomatoes, let potted plants free. Don't mash that potato. Whoa, no, smear the spine, eat a cow instead. I've heard the screams of the vegetables, watching their skins being peeled,
in the stir fryer
grated and steamed with no mercy.
You fat gourmet scum.
How do you think that feels?
Leave them out in the
Carrot
field.
juice constitutes murder.
V8's genocide.
Greenhouses, prisons for slaves.
Yes, your compost
It's time to stop all this gardening.
Take up macrame.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Is a spade,
Is a spade, is a spade, is a spade, is a spade, is a
here, people, listen to my story. A little story about a man named Jed. You know something, that poor mountaineer, they say he barely kept his family fed. Now let me tell you, one day he was shooting, old Jed was shooting at some food, when all of a sudden right up from the ground there, well it came a bubbling crude. All that is, well maybe you call it black gold, the Texas tea. He gonna move next to Mr. Drysdale and be a Beverly hillbilly. Before you know it, all the kinfolk are saying, yeah buddy, move away from there. That little Clampett got his own cement pond. That little Clampett, he's a millionaire. Now everyone said California is the place that you ought to be. We got to load up this here truck now. We got to move to Beverly Hills. are movie stars. Huh. Look at that, look at that. Y'all come back now here.
And there be, where the hell Yankovics? Money for nothing, Beverly Hill Billies. Oh, a moment ago, Miss Molly came in and she said, Daddy dearest, I need to be hearing this one particular song. And I said, what's that be? And she said, I need to hear, there's a cat licking your birthday cake. And I said, are you kidding me? And she be a saying, oh no, dear Daddy, I need to be hearing it. And I said, yeah, it's for a birthday party. She says, I know, but it's nobody's birthday, but I be wanting to be hearing it, and he all the same. And so, what's a poor pa like me to do? I play it. Why? Because she's me Molly.
It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. There's a cat licking your birthday cake. It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. Everybody say hooray. Hooray. There's a cat licking your birthday cake. It's your birthday today. Yay. He can't read, so he does not know that the cake is not for him. No. It might be his birthday too, but the chance of that is slim. It's your birthday today. It's your birthday today. Hooray. There's a cat licking your birthday cake. It's your birthday today.
Squirrels. All we really are is squirrels. We're being hunted, we are squirrels. We are appealing, we are squirrels. We want to gather nuts, but people splatter our guts when they're on a country drive. It isn't easy to survive. Back in the other day, I saw a squirrel get blown away. They served him on a dinner tray. They baked him into a souffle. Squirrel season opens up today. If you're a squirrel, run away. I don't know what else I should say. Please call the ASPCA. Fur coats from us are made. Fur is nice, but I like suede. They scrape our fur off with a blade and never bother with first aid. We squirrels really like to play, and we like to catch some rays. Please don't kill us, this we pray. We're cute and harmless anyway. Squirrels, we're not delicious. Squirrels, we are not raccoons. Squirrels don't live in palm trees. Squirrels, or in your bathroom. Squirrels. That's all we really are is squirrels. Isn't it fine I am a squirrel? Please help and save us, we are squirrels. I wanna whip out my squirrel. 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 Squirrels.
There be the Beastly Boys, requested from the Mail of He, with squirrels. Oh, let's go right back to the phone lines and see what ye be seeing.
Hello, I would like to hear Arlo Guthrie's Ring Around the Rosy Rag.
I had a friend I could trust. He went into the park and got busted for doing the ring around a rosy rag. Went in the park late at night and he put a lot of people over 80 uptight. He was doing the ring around the rosy rag. toes in mine, doing the ring around the rosy ride. Ring around the rose, touch your nose and blow your toes in mine, doing the ring around the rosy ride. We ought to send Officer Joe Strange to some Australian mountain range so we all can do the ring around the rosy ride. Would you like to put Philadelphia up type one mass a ring around the rosy in the middle of the night? Yes, we all should do the ring around the rosy ride. Touch your nose and blow your toes in mine, doing the ring around the rosy ride. It really was a drug, I said a ring around rose. Touch your nose and blow your toes in mine, doing the ring around the rose. Touch your nose and blow your toes when you're doing the ring around the rosy ride.
Well, I just woke up from my nap. I looked outside and holy crap, inside your house a light came on and in she walked, your naked mom with blinds wide open inside her bedroom. When she dropped her robe, she showed me everything with blinds wide open. With blinds wide open. Well, I'm no perv, no peeping Tom. I say my prayers, I mow my lawn, but now my dreams, I really must confess, they star your mom's epidermis with blinds wide open outside her bathroom. When she turned around, she showed me everything with blinds wide open. I couldn't miss a thing. I caught her show. It's NC-17 with blinds wide open. With blinds wide open. I noticed everything. Oh, yeah. My mouth fell open, wide open. Call me an ass, but I want more looks at hers. So here I wait again with my binoculars. And now the light comes on, repeats the view I had. I see a naked Bob. Gag me, it's your dad. With blinds wide open inside the bedroom. Well, I saw his wide open. Please purge this from my brain. Gouge out my eyes. I'll never peek again with blinds wide open. With blinds wide open.
That'll learn you to be a peeping Tom. That Robert Lunn with blinds wide open. We'll be cutting a commercial and when we return, obviously, well, you'd still be the final 40 with, you guessed it, the witching hour coming screaming straight after us. I'm not sure what that crazy old bat's been up to, but it's been something disturbing. I think she's been yelling at the storm, and I'm not sure who'll be a winning.
I don't know where you are in the house at this precise moment, but run and get your mother and tell her why she should go and see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's like orange juice. It's like everything you've ever known that's good for you. See the Rocky Horror Picture Show, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming to the Elmira Drive-In Theater this August 28th. Become part of the performance, or, shall we say, watch the performance come to life to you. That's right, there's going to be live performers, and it's going to be on the big screen at the same time, so it's going to be an interaction that you don't get with any other kind of theater or any other kind of performance. It's only $9 to get in, and for more details, go to the ElmiraDriveInTheater.com. Remember, for $9 little, you will experience something that'll last a lifetime.
Yeah, like herpes.
Hi, my name is Alfred Sneasley, and when I go to Heroes Comic Shop on 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York, I'm always greeted with a big smile from Jared.
Hey, Alfred. Hey, how are you today?
And his selection of comics and graphic novels, it's just amazing. I mean, it's what I always dreamed I could be. And he always treats me like the hero I am inside.
I don't just read about the heroes, I become the hero! At Heroes Comic Shop, I become the hero Mom always wanted me to be!
So Heroes Comic Shop is located at 130 West 14th Street in Elmira Heights, New York. We're open Wednesday through Saturday. You can check us out at momthroughout.com.
Now up and away!
We'll not be wasting any time. Right to the whole lines. And I had a rhyme here for I know I did.
I'd like to hear It's a Gas.
It's a gas!
just downstream from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. A nuclear reactor leaked some water accidentally. What happened next is like a horror story by Ralph Nader. That toxic waste leaked into a brood house incubator. Inside that chicken coop, they always kept the TV on. Said the programs help the chicks to grow, help to keep them calm. As four little chickens put that heavy water down their gullets, the Kung Fu show was on the air. Something happened to those pullets. They began to grow and grow with that Kung Fu show locked in their brains. That's the only way we can explain. Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chickens. Chickens! Big as a house, strong as the Dickens. Chickens! Anything they want is easy picking for Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chicken. One said his name was Fricassee, the second Cordon Bleu. The third was Cacciatore, and the fourth they just called Stew. They could have been dangerous having grown so big on heavy water, but they decided they would live their lives on the side of law and order. Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Roosters. Bad guys won't have it easy like they used to. They come with Taekwondo and all the fixings. The Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chickens.
Yeah, we was just all down there at the barn holding the auction so we wouldn't lose the farm, when all of a sudden these four big pullets with black scarves around their foreheads come over that hill yonder and surrounded them bankers, pecked them on the heads, dropped them like green persimmons. Yeah, then they went down there at the bottom 40, started scratching around like chickens is wont to do. Before you know it, they plowed that whole field ready for planting.
Yeah, they saved our farm.
Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chickens.
Chickens!
Big as a house, strong as a Dickens.
Chickens!
Anything they want is easy picking for Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chickens. Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chickens.
Hey, cock-a-doodle dude.
Will that there be Ray Stevens, Teenage Mutant Kung Fu Chickens? Weren't familiar with that? Well, now you be. At a requested from the Mail of E. Here's another one from the Mail of E. Tim Hawkins. Sounds of Starbucks.
Hello, coffee, my old friend. I've come to order you again. I hear the grinding of espresso beans. I need a double shot of pure caffeine. And the indie band on the speaker soothes my brain. So I'll remain within the sounds of Starbucks. Tried to brew my own at home, but felt so quiet and alone. I need to be amid the morning rush, where the leather chairs are soft and plush. And I'll drink a grande cappuccino with a pumpkin scone and charge my phone. Listen to the sounds of Starbucks. Then I heard an awful scream. They had totes run out of cream. A new employee spilled the coffee grounds, and the Wi-Fi went completely down. And a lady in yoga pants threw her latte at the wall. The cops were called. Then came the sound of sirens. In the drive-thru lane I saw 1,000 hipsters, maybe more. People paying without drinking. People waiting, they were all freaking. People going off 'cause they couldn't get a caramel frap. Holy crap. A riot started at Starbucks while a Bible study prayed. Baristas formed a barricade. The manager cried out a warning to the angry mob that was forming. And he said, I checked Google Maps, there's another one across the street. So we stampede and return to the sounds of Starbucks.
Have you ever thought as the hearse goes by, one of these days you are gonna die? The motor pool sends out a car, you're going for a ride but you don't get far. As you watch the death wagon riding by, you don't know whether to laugh or cry. You wish it weren't, but you know it's true. The very next load may consist of you. The burial detail lowers you down. The offices, they just stand around. They shovel in dirt, they shovel in rocks. They don't give a damn if they break the box. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They creep all over your chin and mouth. They call their friends friends too. You look like hell when they get through. Your eyes drop out, your teeth fall in. The worms are over your mouth and chin. Each one takes a bite or two of what the Pentagon says is you.
That there be requested on a melody as Oscar Franz, the Hearth song. What is it? Lonzo and Oscar with I'm My Own Grandpa.
It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Now many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widder who was pretty as could be. This widder had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. My daughter was my mother 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. My
little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Father's wife then had a son who kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild, for he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Now if my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild, and every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. For now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa.
I got up this morning, I couldn't find my socks, so I called information. I said, hello, information? She said, yes. I said, I can't find my socks. She said they're behind the couch. They were. I'm tired of calling up the movies and listening to that recording of what's playing, so I bought the album. Last time I went to the movies, I was thrown out for bringing my own food in. My argument was the concession stand prices are outrageous. Besides, I haven't had a barbecue in a long time. Went to the cinema, it said adults $5, children $2.50. I said, all right, give me 2 boys and a girl. One time I went to the drive-in in a cab. The movie cost me $95. I went into a place to eat, it said breakfast anytime, so I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. One time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. The guy said, what the hell are you doing? So let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything? He said, I don't know. I said, forget it then, I don't want to work for you. Every night I go home and I stare at my rug and I try to move it using telekinesis. I'm doing that every night for 8 years, the rug hasn't moved an inch. The rest of the house is gone. A while ago I was in Las Vegas, I was at the roulette table having a furious argument over what I considered an odd number. It's pretty funny. I bought some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. I spilled spot remover on my dog, now he's gone.
And there be Stephen Wright's water. It's been a long night, and the storm's been brewing. I think it's mostly settled down, but you never know what might be angered when this woman starts a singing in the witching hour. And it's almost upon us. I think I hear her steps coming this way. If you're lucky, you can reach out and turn off your radios now before it all goes bad. But if you're not, well, you'll be stuck listening. I feel your pain.
Oh, Bobby, what beautiful weather we got. This is fantastic, Some. I love this. The rain, it wash off the deck. I ain't gonna lift a finger. Plus, the rain to the roof into the soup. Oh, it's gonna be delicious, Bobby. Anyway, I have a magnificent song for you. Here goes. Raindrops keep falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit, does. Raindrops is falling on my head, they keeps falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. And I said I didn't like the way he got things done, sleeping on the job. Them's raindrops is falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know. The blues they sent to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I's never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I's free. Nothing's worrying me.
Well, I do believe we've been tortured well enough. Good night.
So just chill till the next episode.